Hello, everyone. Welcome. I don't want to waste a minute. I want to start right away. Whoever has questions, please ask. Could you see and hear me well, those that are here?
Hi, yes, we hear you beautifully.
Thank you so much. Good to hear your voice. Hope to see you soon. And I'm here for you. Anyone has questions, or I should address some of the questions that came before?
Um,
Please start if you have question.
Hi.
Hi, my dear.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yes.
Um, Maybe we could talk about a little bit going into our heart, like if we're chronically overthinking our whole life, how do we really like stop the pattern and say like I want to start living from my heart? And yeah, just like touch upon it a little bit, maybe more.
Yeah. I think the most important is to understand that no matter what goes on in our mind, it's um, it's not of value. And the deeper you understand that, the easier would be for you to separate from it and to let go or to put it aside, right? To make sure that you are interested enough to check something real because you are convinced that your mind is very real and what's going on in your mind is very real. And we are conditioned to think that way. So every time mind offers something, we jump on it and we kind of develop it and we pursue it and we make real story of it and we continuously act on it, and it becomes like a completely out of control illusionary life, you know? And the real is waiting, is always there. It's not going anywhere, it's not betraying us, it's not giving up on us. The real you is right there. It's just waiting for you to look there and to check in. So, first is to understand the difference, right? Like those people that are really big believers in mind, it would be hard for them to understand and like, what does that mean to put it aside? Like, how else am I supposed to function? What do you? I'm not intuitive person. I'm not necessarily tuning into energies or blah blah blah, right? I have no idea what that means. I need to move in life somehow. I need to make plans. I need to relate to people. I need to act. I need to be normal. Like that's the normal language, right? I need to be normal. So it's very unsettling to put the mind aside because we have no idea what's behind. Something trippy, something flaky, something unknown, something completely out of this world. I want to be this worldly. I want to be this human being in this body. I want to enjoy the world. Like, what voices come up? It's important to just study, right? So the first exercise that you and I discussed before is to just observe what goes on in our mind. What exactly is happening there, right? Everyone else, welcome. We're just talking here about how to put our mind aside and what to expect when we completely let go the attachment of reacting to our mind. Just looking on the side, okay, there's a story there unfolded. I act on it, I jumped on it, I got excited, I got depressed, I got whatever I was anticipating, I was looking forward, I needed, I got desperate, whatever the story was. Just look at the story from a distance and just allow that space in between that story that you were completely in and someone who is looking or no one who is looking. That space is extremely healing space. In that space, a lot of things come up. And this is our godly part, our conscious part, our higher self, whatever you want to call it. This is the space when you detach and you put it down and you don't look with excitement anymore or anticipation or neediness or wanting or dying for it or trying to get it or manipulative eyes, just looking at it as it was a minute ago and see how you feel in that space. It's not about doing, that's the whole thing. Mind trained us to actually do stuff and to constantly be involved in doing. Here, through that observing mind, you are entering a different space. It's a different space. And that different space is nurturing, is actually real you, right? So far, make sense?
Yeah. So then different feelings come up in the heart. And when you identify it as being a heart feeling, then you know it's more real and it's not coming from the mind.
So even this, you see, you could process this through understanding and still energetically not be there. I
Mm.
want you to take any topic right now and just do it with me, right? Any topic, you don't have to announce it. Whatever was calling you, whatever was driving you crazy or dragging or reoccurring in your mind or was clinging or you were kind of constantly obsessively looking up at it or thinking about it, just decide that you're putting all of it aside
Mm-hmm.
energetically. You're not disconnecting forever. You're not interested to not be there, be back there. You're not disqualifying it. It's not a bad thing. Because each time you say it's bad, I need to run away, this is something not good for me, you're still attached to it. No definition. You're just putting it aside. It's no longer consumes you. Right? So just do it with me. Put it aside and look at it. Look at it with all its chapters, so to speak, right? With all its stories. And you're not judging it. You're not interested to pick it up again. You're okay putting it down. You're just looking at it. What do you feel in this space from you putting it down? You're no longer holding it. It's not all over you. You're just looking at it from a distance. What do you feel?
I feel more air, more space to breathe, lighter,
Yeah,
expanded.
right. So over here, you look at it, and from this space, from this higher, a little bit, if we could call it higher, you, um, you're not interested to conclude it, to get it, to be part of it, to be accepted, to win it. Like, feel that. Feel that you're not attached. It's only a story that comes and goes. No matter how interesting the story is, it will always end. From here, you see that this story will always end. And it doesn't make you sad, and it doesn't make you mad, or it doesn't make you upset that you're not in it for longer. Because if you'd be there 5 minutes ago, you could hold on to it longer, knowing that it's going to end eventually. So from this space, there's no such thing. You're just looking. And this is the true you. And each time you say, wow, I got it, you know that the mind crept in.
Mm.
Each time you say, I accomplished reaching my higher self, but others didn't yet, this is 100% mine, because from this space, you don't think that way, you don't process that way. It's more accepting, it's all having its accomplished and not accomplished at the same time. It's just is. It's just present. It's just beautiful. And through that lens, if you look at everything, including that story, it just everything appears nice and beautiful. Doesn't matter how the story will unfold or how it's unfolding. It's just beautiful part of life. And this is a mind-free place. You don't get arrogant there, you don't get points there. Your look is not better than other people's look from this space. There's no competition. It's just beautiful. It's just harmonious.
Wow.
And this is mind-free you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is a little glimpse. Okay, welcome everyone. Who else is here that wants to ask questions? Just unmute yourself and ask right away, yes?
Yes, Miriam, thank you very much for your Russian new, I don't know how to translate it in English, your new новая масштабность. Yes, very beautiful. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's so beautifully, like you explained to the lady, that if you understand, you don't have a words to describe. But if you don't, you always find something looking for your mind to describe how good you wanna tell, how you wanna explain it, and you trap in the mind, you know. But if you understand from soul to soul, and it's very beautifully, yeah. Thank you
Thank you
very
so much.
much.
She's
And I
referring to
see,
the flow that I just taught in Russian.
yeah, and everything you're teaching now, it's like a like different level. I don't wanna say it like because I'm like really below, but you know, like you're really grew up. I don't know how to say it more beautifully, you know.
Thank you
Sorry.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you for
your
your feedback.
teaching, yeah, your teaching is like I don't know. It's I don't want to say perfection. Like it's
Oh,
like totally different level now. It's I I don't know how to say it. Sorry, I can understand from heart,
you
but
said it.
I, yeah, I don't
You
know.
said it. Just if
Thank
you
you,
have a
thank you.
question, please ask, my dear.
Yeah, with you, I don't have any questions. Just because, you
Oh,
know, like I'm into your space, I feel like everything is okay. And, you I know
thank you.
and I love the question the lady asked. It just really it's my question too. If you if you can expand it more, or if you, as you said, somebody else already asked, I think it's will go with the flow into our conversation today too. Everything and everybody asking, usually it's coming into the discussion as it is, you know.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, my dear. Okay. So anyone has questions, or I should just reflect maybe on some other questions that came up?
Can I ask you? I
Sure.
mean, you know, I still I struggle with understanding. I know I see something like differently from my husband, or for example, or somebody else, and I still struggle like how to let them do whatever they want to do. For me, it's like they making a mistakes, and I feel like why they have to make a mistake, especially if you live together. We live together as a, I shouldn't say one life, but as a husband and wife, but still he's sometimes going to the right and I'm going to the left, and we still don't know to. Okay, with a soul to soul, yes, we can find a connection, but as a human, sometimes it's very hard to see his mistake. He doesn't want to do like as I say right. Yeah, it's my saying right, but maybe it's he's right. But I think it's you know
Right.
We
Do you
better
have
strive
any
for the better in us, than just to have a slack on in our lives,
right?
Because if we strive for better, that's we'll grow. But if we let the slack, should I say slack? Just said like let's just do whatever, then the life will be like whatever.
I see. Do you have any specific questions in regards to your husband? What do you feel he's doing wrong according to you that he's choosing?
He's like whatever he does, he doesn't put his heart into it. I think it
Mhm.
just the grass will grow. He doesn't care. It's like it's wild. Okay, I know he want to keep it for the bees, but still, it's like it's harder to maintain. You still need to have a grass as a grass, or if he's cleaning, like he's leaving everything is not tidy, as or if he's giving to something like animals, something, then like I have to kind of look after, but he doesn't do the good job.
Right. And it brings up in you what? Aggression, irritation.
Yes, and I feel like why I have to look over everything? I
Mhm.
want him to be responsible for something and I feel like have a peace in my heart that it's his responsibility. I don't need to go into it.
Right. So there's a certain areas in your household, I understand that it is truly his responsibility, or you share that responsibility.
Like he's not expecting me to do, but kind of why not, in a way sometimes.
Do you
And
want to do it?
I feel bad if it's not done, like it's bothering me if it's
Right.
not
But do
done.
you truly enjoy doing it or no?
I cannot take everything on me. I don't mind to do. Sometimes when I start to do something, I don't mind, but then it's too much. I need to take care of myself. In a way, sometimes I do like to help, to do something, but I really cannot um, even catch up with a wedding or like looking after myself. Don't have a time. Cannot do everything. Even
Okay,
though
so
I like,
you don't enjoy doing it. You don't enjoy
yeah,
on a regular basis to take care of it.
yeah,
Could you say it to yourself? I actually don't enjoy taking care
yeah.
of this and that,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah, I don't. I just maybe put my nose into it and then I feel like I have to do it. I kind of see with my eyes and I was like, oh, maybe I have to do it.
Right. So this have to voice confuses you.
Yes.
All right. So you don't have to do anything, even though there is some conditioning in you that says, oh, as a wife, I should be helping and I should pick up some stuff and I should clean after him, whatever he's not meant. But there's no real you there. Real you is mostly in something that you truly enjoy or you're driven to. Again, that also could be looked at. Sometimes it's compulsive movement. Sometimes it's like obsessive movement. That's also not real you. But the true enjoyment, it's energetically something different. So if you do not enjoy, I want you in your mind to separate and say, this specific thing I don't enjoy, and therefore I'm not going to do it. And it's not because you're a bad wife or because it's too heavy for you or because you're lazy or because you want to punish him. It's just because you're responsible for yourself. You're responsible to truly look inside and really understand what is it that I like and don't like doing. A lot of conditioning will come, but you should and you have to, and it's only human and it's only proper. And how could you think that way? You shouldn't be thinking that way. Just be able to put aside those voices and only look at what you truly want to get involved with and just stay with that and be okay that there are conditioned voices telling you you should, you must, etc. But don't give in to that. Just don't react, don't answer, just let it talk. and just look at what you truly want and say, I rather not pick it up and not be involved with that. And that's, I'm going to stay true to myself. I'm responsible for staying true to myself and being honest. And things will unfold if you choose yourself and your true wants. And it's not because you're lazy again, and it's not because you want to punish someone. It's because you truly dissected and you looked and you looked and you realized you don't enjoy it. And it will come from a good place and it will enter his heart. He will understand it in a very straight, clear way. But because you're very confused and you're lost, and there's a lot of must do voices, and there's a lot of this and that, and it's mixed in with maybe I sometimes like it, maybe I don't like it, I'm not sure. He picks up that mess and he's like, I'm going to come and solve that mess for you. You're all messed up. You have no idea what you're thinking and what you're choosing. You understand how it works?
Yes, I do.
So you are responsible to understand what you like and what you don't like and truly move towards that direction. He is not responsible for that. Yeah?
Yes, yes. Just when I'm taking care of myself, then he's like, "Oh, you're not like, you're not, you are like leaving the house if you want to do something like exercise or did here and there." And he's like, he's upset that I'm not in the house, like not doing what he wants to have, like this kind of life.
So when somebody is upset, you are there to hear it out and you're there to reflect on it. But it doesn't mean you have to betray yourself if somebody is upset. You have to really, truly stay true to yourself. Whatever is coming up for you and whatever is truly interesting for you and and calling you, so to speak, you're staying true to that. And you hear him out and you understand, yes, he's upset. Sorry for being not clear in communicating that I'm not interested in this. I'm truly not interested to spend time with that. And now I'll be more clear from now on, right? And if he wants to get rid of it, if he wants to hire people to help him, it's his decision. Make sense? Would you be able to speak like that and really be there for yourself on that level?
Yeah, I think I need to go to start to do that. What the first lady ask you the question about, just to separate myself from that situation and look from that point of view and kind of uh, find out what I really like, then instead of just thinking what I have.
For that, you really need to be convinced in your mind. Maybe when you meditate sometimes, you really need to look at all the relationship, including marriage, including long-term relationship, just like you have, right? You need to look at it and you say, I am the most important in all those relationships, not from egocentric point of view, but from that place of honoring your path. You are here for X amount of years for a specific mission, not to pick up and be guilt driven and blame driven by someone. You're here for a specific mission. Yes, you meet some people as you go through your mission. It could be a husband, it could be a boyfriend, it could be parents, it could be siblings, it could be good friends. But the idea is once the mission of that part is done, you separate. You do go your own way. And it's for some people that believe that we're here forever, we're soulmates from reincarnation to reincarnation, we're never apart, we die on the same day, we are born on the same day. Like people really have that fixed ideas. It could really be painful to let go of someone. But that letting go is not about dying or divorcing. It's about choosing yourself in disagreements like that in a very gentle and loving way. This is a technique of knowing that when there is a time to come, will come for us to apart, I will do it very gently on myself. I will act on it and I will reflect on it very gently, whether I will be first to leave this world or he will be first to leave this world. It will be a very gradual process because of how we behave together. Because each and every one of us choosing our, and we are voicing our preference, we really have to learn to voice that preference. If we betray that preference, then it's going to be extremely hard to separate. It's close to impossible for some people. They feel like they, all those stories and movies and books, like I'm really ready to die because my husband, I don't know, left me, or my wife left me or something, right? It becomes impossible. So it's a practice. We are together to learn to live as such, not too clingy and too touchy and too attached. We are learning to live as such that there is space for each other's path. We are here for our own path. And yes, we meet people that serve us and we serve them, but we are not merging into one. It does not happen. We are here for our own path. And we're grateful that we met someone, right? So that's an important point. Olga, was that clear?
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
from what I feel, you have this conditioned brain that, oh, for my husband, I should do anything and everything. I'm secondary. It's us as a priority. It's us. It's an old version of couple life, a survival
Yes.
mode, right? That
Yes.
survival mode is dying off. It's ending. Nobody needs to survive anymore. And in fact, those that are stuck in the survival mode as couples, it's really painful for them because the energies that are coming right now are not anymore for survival couples. Everyone honors themselves and everyone really knows what they're here for. And it's okay to be here for yourself. And it's okay to join us, each other's kind of space for a little bit. But you're mostly here for yourself. And that's what we're here for creative expression, for creative merging, but not to cling and betray yourself. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, my dear. Thank you for your question. Anybody else has questions? Okay, so do you want to voice your question? Please, it's important for me if you could voice yourself. If we could have back and forth. Are you able to? Henya?
Hello.
Hi, my dear.
Hi. Shalom. My mind is blank right now. I'm still not able to switch gears from the day, but I'm journaling a lot. I'm in transition of different emotions right now, so I'm piecing it together. I don't have questions. I'm just in a phase and a state of letting my mind and my heart connect to figure it out without, because I went through a whole phase of asking so many questions and I'm just like figuring out what to do with all of it now. There's like an overload of information.
That's beautiful. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a general question. It's not your question. Some
Oh,
men. I much prefer your question. If you don't have question, then I'm not gonna answer general questions.
Oh, I don't have a question right now.
Oh, so who was asking? It says Kenya here. Some men don't like difficult women. Was that you?
Oh, it was a comment. Yeah, it
Ah,
was just
okay.
a comment.
Okay.
A thought in my head popped up, so I wrote
Okay. No problem.
it.
Okay. Thank you so much. So you don't have a question. Beautiful. Anyone else?
Hi, Miriam.
Hi, my dear.
Maybe could we talk about like the fundamental differences, what's changing from feminine and masculine energy in the past couple of years? Because
Right.
also what this woman mentioned, well, the question that you just did, it seems that a lot of things are shifting. So what are just like the main major things that we should be aware of that our parents went through and now we're seeing a new wave unfold?
Right. It's a beautiful question. In fact, I think mostly the love and relationship was selected for the free webinar that I want to do at the end of August. And this is exactly what I want to address over there,
Yeah.
more at length. I think this whole idea about why a lot of young people feel so stuck, why there's so much depression around relationship. Like before, let's say my mother's generation, 16, 17, you were already ready to get married. There was not even a question that you're married material and you are good to go and you have a head on your shoulders and you know what a guy is about and you know what you couples is all about and it's a family. And some of them even had, like my mom, for instance, her first baby was born when she was 17,
Wow.
and second baby, which was me, was like 18 and a half, and she was like a mother of two kids and she was responsible and she graduated whatever she graduated. And now you look at some girls like 35, 34, 40. They're still like, I was dating. I don't know exactly what's my type. This guy and that guy, this girl and that girl. And it's not because they are ignorant or lazy or kind of like dull or dumb. It's just the shifts of energies that is hard to understand where is the whole love and relationship belongs, because before it was in a sphere of duties, responsibilities, obligations, loyalty, devotion, all this blah blah blah, right? And right now it's dying off. There is no such thing as couples, like I would say 25-year-old and 23-year-old would get together because they have a duty to the like a tribal system to be fruitful and multiply and just to have endless kids and to just go and make money and pay the mortgage and help the family. Like there is no survival mode exists anymore, and all those programs, sub programs, they're under that. So we know we do not belong to the old, but we don't know what's new. So that's why there's stuckness. Do I look flaky? Do I look lost? Do I look like I'm completely gone and I don't know what I'm looking for anymore? But I definitely know what I'm not. I'm not here to out of duty have kids and out of duty run a family and be behind my man, so to speak, and support him and shut my mouth when I need to and the rest of it, right? I or not be difficult, like one of the points that Henya brought up. Guys don't like difficult. It's all from that survival. She has to be convenient because he is at war. He is trying to hunt. And if she's going to cause trouble and not cook and clean and look after kids and say, yes, my love, I love you and I wait for you, then she's not convenient. Then she's a cause of trouble and unnecessary noise for a guy. So, and a guy needs to go and hunt, right? So that we still cling to that. You see, like it's still in her aura, so to speak. She reacts to the guys that don't like difficult girl, but it's actually no longer exists For people that want to hold on to it, they will find a partner that would be that old energy kind of substance, but it's extremely difficult to live in that setup for younger couples. So, just in a few words, what is the new energy? The new energy that complete you. If we're talking about a girl, we don't have guys here, right? That complete me, that is not needing a guy, that is not desperate for a guy, that doesn't feel depressed because she doesn't have a guy. There's a lot to accomplish in order to come to that new version of me where I'm satisfied but I'm still feminine. You see, there's a lot of women in the old version, when they're satisfied, they're turned into this masculine man that provide for themselves. They got the pants on, so to speak, right? And they know how to kick the guys out, how to tell them what they're wrong about, and la la la. So they're not feminine anymore. So feminine version in the old life was that she's submissive, she is dying for a guy, she's showing him that she only chooses him, she only wants him and no one else. She is thinking constantly about him. That desperate girl, she doesn't have herself for herself. There is no her. She doesn't even understand. She only discovers herself when she gets a guy. She discovers, like a lot of ladies at the private sessions tell me, I feel like that I had image of me when I was with that guy. And I like that me. So she cannot even repeat that image for herself without a guy near. A guy has to be there to supply that ability for her to like herself, to be like she likes herself.
But isn't it the whole thing that the woman is like a moon and the man is like a sun and she gets his light and she glows because of him?
It's true. That was the version of one expression of relationship, right? And this whole story about the Chava and Adam and why Chava was created, and the whole story about Lilith that not many people like to talk about, even pronouncing her name is forbidden in some circles, right? Who the heck was she? Was she altogether embodied, or was she just from like illusionary kind of world, etc.? But regardless, there were two figures of woman for one guy, right? And guy was it. He was the king in the garden. He was emanating God himself. He was expression of God, and he needed a helper. So that is the version that a lot of people lived in, where she is a helper, she is a supporter. She was only created from him and for him. She was created in a way that would only suit him. She doesn't have her own mission in life. And of course, later on, we have those whole feminine movements that is like rah, rah, rah against this whole story of a woman being an extension of God, of a guy, right? She doesn't have a name to herself. And of course, this whole opposite story where he needs to be told that this is not the way the woman has to have her voice, and she has to kind of accomplish, and she has to express her creativity. So that is also out of balance. And now we're merging gently into a third version, which I write in the book a lot about that. And a third version is where we appreciate both previous versions. We don't deny it and we don't push it away. We don't say it's old fashioned. We really integrate it. We really take it in. We really bring it into our hearts, right? We thank God, guys that built the world for us. We thank those men that protected us when we were like too sheltered to walk in, even at night. Like 100 years ago, a woman would never walk at night by herself. You know, it's like it's a whole this whole story of like some occasional wild woman in the woods she would break through, and like she would never get married, she would never be accepted, she would never get a job, she would never be a mother of a healthy family, like some weirdo breaking through some system, right? So now we are merging into this a third kind of image of a woman where she's so complete thanks to the guy and thanks to that kind of separating, yeah, from a guy, that kind of outburst of that bitterness that she experienced. And she like, just like from a parents, we need to separate, we need to have that separation. So she's separating from him, she's just like finding herself in that bitterness, but now she's complete, she's loving, and she's entering into the world with her true identity, how she truly is initially. She was, so to speak, if we want to talk about collective woman, right? She was so strong that she decided to play weak. She decided to make for herself costumes where she's so weak and she's so dependent and she's so needy. And she wanted to feel herself in that role. And then she wanted to have a whole other role where she's rebellious. And she wanted to feel herself in those roles. And this is all important in order to ground in this world. And now she's taking off, so to speak, all those costumes that made believe her, and she's walking into the world as true essence of how God created her. And that is a complete human being. There is no neediness there. There is no clinginess there. There is no, like I say in a lot of my flows, this is a woman that accepts death on a lot of level. Death of separation, of betrayal, of neglect, of miscommunication, and ultimate death as well. She is very much in touch with that. She knows what's that about, and she accepts that. That's the maturity of that woman, because all the other women were not were coming close to that. They were still suffering whenever there was a separation on any.
Victim mentality.
Yes. So that's brief. Does that explain anything?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we have to work on our completeness. We have to be cool and happy. If you look at yourself and you say, if I'm going to stay alone all my life, I embrace that. I truly love that. And I feel complete and happy. And I could see how every day I wake up truly, honestly feeling complete. A lot of voices would creep in, saying that, oh, a woman could only be complete with a man could only be complete with a woman. There is some, yes, it's true. It's a different game. It's a game through completing each other. But it doesn't mean you cannot find your completion through being alone.
But it's a different flavor when you get it from a man, you know, it's a different taste.
Yes, but first develop a taste from yourself, because a guy nowadays doesn't want dependent woman. Doesn't want a woman that waiting for her completeness to come through him.
And they feel it energetically.
Any guy I talk to, it could be like a 68-year-old or a 30-year-old, they're like vibing out. Is she gonna cling too much? Is her happiness gonna depend on me? It's gonna be pinned on me. You are the provider of my happiness. You are now in charge of making me happy. They don't want to be responsible for that anymore. You are responsible for your happiness, for your joy, for your sense of acceptance, for your sense of love for yourself. Guy is not responsible to give you that compliments and approval. You are responsible. And for that, you need to be really mature, right?
I have a question.
Yes.
Um, I do personally desire to be partners in a relationship with a man that is the breadwinner, because I like to focus on my creativity and doing things not just well like old fashioned. Like I would like to be able to have enough time to do my feminine things, like, you know, work on my looks, go to the gym, take care of the home, decorate, read, study Torah. And that all takes a lot of time. But also the man, if he's like Hasidic or, you know, really into studying Torah a lot, then he wants to do that too. But so he's not gonna want to work really like full time either. So it's really difficult to find a man that makes a lot of money that's like also into learning.
Right. So, as I was saying, this is a very much an old way of searching. You see, there is a difference between you knowing how to provide for yourself and you rather step out. If, let's say, something happens with your relationship and your woman is not left on the street and you know how to take care of your own womanhood, so to speak, right? You know how to pamper her and you know how to take care of her, and she's not going to be left just like on a survival mode. Then you are a mature woman. And usually, such woman could ask to occasionally step out in order to play that weak, creative kind of expression in the relationship. But if you become like a child to your man that he needs to provide for and sort your life for you and discuss every step how to take and where not to go and where you're going to make a mistake and etc., then that dependent relationship pretty much is dying off. You could find them where the guy has an urge, and like in certain communities they're still flourishing because there is like a support of many really make kind of a big deal out of it. That setup should be there. But generally in the world, there is no flow of energy going towards that in order to nurture such relationship. The goal is right now to really identify for him and for her, like for a girl, for instance, is it's making a good living, right? Maybe she makes enough, but for like absolute luxury and absolute like comfort and traveling and the rest of it, right? She wants him to take over. So, and for a guy, it's an emotional part. He usually cannot settle emotionally without a good womanly woman. Like a very grounded woman could settle a guy, airy guy, fiery guy, could settle him. So really, he needs to find avenues to do that on his own, and she needs to find avenues to do that on her own. And that's the game right now, generally playing out. Not because world is against you, but because that's what's in right now. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
There will be a lot of struggle if you're still stubborn and you still want that setup. There will be struggle. No matter what type of circles guy would come into your world, and you would say, I want this, unless you're like ultra orthodox setting where everything is like basically outside of regular world zone. So in that setup, you would find some support, but generally it's dying off. You'll feel like another one doesn't understand me. They still don't get me. Like what's going on with those guys? Why they don't get me? They're like all ganging against me.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Thank
Miriam, can I ask you a question?
Yes, my dear. This is Leora.
This is Lana.
Ella. Okay. Hi, my dear.
Um, I need some guidance regarding my daughter. We spoke about her, I think, a couple of months ago. I on the also on the call, and I was asking guidance because she's almost 32, and she never wanted to speak about her personal life, and she would get irritated and frustrated. And you suggested to like basically work on myself and think about her as a complete woman, not liking anything, and um, it was good. And recently there was actually more development. I found out why she didn't want to talk to me about her personal life. Apparently, there was somebody in her life for many, many years, and he wasn't coming through. And very recently, um, he found out that she was dating somebody, and he wanted to move forward and get married. And she called me and she was crying. She didn't know what to do because, um, that's what she wanted. But then she realized ask her because he was afraid of losing her. And she wants to give a chance to the other guy that she just started dating. But she's very confused. And this person that she's been knowing for many years really wants to get serious. He's actually, well, he lives in New York, she lives in San Francisco. He's coming today to talk to her about getting married. He's not Jewish, and she told him that he has to convert, but she's not observant, so I don't know what kind of conversion he would go through. Um, and of course, it's not his desire to convert. He would probably do it because he wants to be with her, which is usually not the best reason. Um, but I I don't know what to do in my case. I don't want to push her in one direction. Of course, I made her aware of generally why it might not be a good idea, but I don't want to push her because she might push back, and then it would be even worse. Um, so I continue in the same way. I told her, no, I know you're smart, you're confident, you have everything to make the right decision, and know you will make the right decision. I'm here to support you. But is there anything else that I can do? And just what maybe I can suggest something for her to do.
So, number one, what does it bring up in you? I think there's some story that you had in the past that is similar to that.
I had definitely had a story that is very
Right.
similar, and I did tell her that it brings up a lot of not good memories.
Right.
Um,
So you need to
right.
sit with that story and not project it on her, especially with not good memories. So that her story triggers something in you and brings up very similar back and forth kind of ideas. Oh, a guy from the past, long time ago, all of a sudden desperate, he needs, but she is this and a conversion and blah blah blah. So you say to yourself, what did I not live through from that story, from my old story? And just leave her story as a remark, as a thank you for re-inviting you back to something old that needs to live through by you, not with her, not explaining to her, or because it brought up some memories in you and because you processed it now as an older woman or as a more mature and wise woman, as an example for her. None of that. Do not connect to stories. She's serving you primarily here to kind of transform that old story for something that is important for you.
I
You are,
wouldn't know where to start. I don't know what I don't know how to process it.
so your job is to firstly journal and like basic facts and to see what it brings up, where you feel somebody's at fault, you are at fault, they should have, I could have, we didn't, if we did, we could have that, and blah, blah, blah. Just bring all that back. And basically, with somebody's help, if you don't know how to do it, you need to rewrite the story that is concluded, it's finished. Because the way energetically it feels, there is some hanging kind of draining pipes that are not serving you anymore from that whole story. And you have a request, let's say, to move on, maybe in relationship, or to move on in your womanhood, or to move on. And you need to tie those knots in those stories that she is inviting you into. And that is only serving you. You need to go there and you need to say, that relationship served me as such. I'm so grateful. I'm done with it. I let it go free. I am free from it and it's free from me. It served its purpose. It's no longer like a never ending story. It feels like in your system, the story did not end. And
I don't know. I feel like it was just a waste of my years. There wasn't anything good about it. But it's over and I'm glad it's over.
right, but you see this whole conclusion that it was a waste, I'm glad it's over, you're kind of running away. But you have to look at it a little bit from a higher consciousness where all of it, to the minute detail, paid it, took its place in a right way. It all unfolded in absolutely specifically precise way and it served me. That's when this whole story is rewritten in order to serve you. Right now, it's not serving you, it's draining you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, what is happening with her, only she will understand. But what invites you through her, it's something for you to look at. Don't try to advise her anything. Don't say to yourself, no matter how wise I am, how deep I am, how knowledgeable, I still don't know what her soul needs to do with those guys. I will never know.
Mm.
This is something specifically for them. And if she
Mm.
needs assistance and help, she will find people. It could be you, it could be others. She'll find someone, and they will also play specific, so to speak, mission in that unfolding. But if you're not invited and you are triggered as a mother, I should be advised. This is all games of a mind. Just like stay aside from it, stay in a quiet place, be responsible for your own unfolding, what brings up in you.
Mm.
Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, my
Thank
dear.
you.
Miriam, a question.
Yes.
Okay. Don't know where to start. The more I'm listening, the more I'm thinking I need to stick with dogs because less hassle. I don't know if I'm cut out for this relationship stuff. I've always been pretty self sufficient most of my life, except with tools. And I never really wanted to get married when I was younger. I've always had huge commitment issues. And always left people before they could leave me for the most part. Because my mother passed when I was very, very young. I did not grow up with a two-parent household and knowing what a healthy relationship ever looked like. And when I was around 39, I met someone who was quite a bit younger than me, and we had a relationship for a couple of years. He was not Jewish, and he was very deeply spiritual. And I found myself, although I was mostly the controlling person in a relationship, I found myself very much being a child around him and almost like he was the mother. And it was giving me a healing that I had missed out on. And he really wanted to marry me, and he was going to convert. He had no problem keeping kosher at home. And I ended up leaving him. I was always pushing him away. And I regretted it. And he ended up being engaged to someone else within a few months and married. And I had a dream almost every single day about him until I saw him moving his things into her closet. And then I found out they had gotten married. So this is literally 20 something years later. I'm still single. I decided that I needed to date Jewish men. It was a nightmare, honestly. What I attracted was so bad as soon as I wanted it. I even dreamt about him again this morning. I could cry saying this. I just feel like there was never any closure. I feel really bad how I treated him.
Yeah.
I don't know what our past life was, but I can be very codependent in relationships. I know that. And I did have one of those, as you were talking about, in my 20s, I did date someone who had the same birthday as my mother. I had the same birthday as his mother. His father had the same birthday as my sister Sharon. He was separated from someone named Anne, my grandmother's name. He got remarried on my brother's birthday. He had a daughter, Nicola. My sister's daughters, Nicole and Natalie, a name I liked. I mean, this is like National Enquirer type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was the woman. I mean, I was the man in a past life and he was the woman, and I messed around on him. And that's why when he came to me and said, I have to get back with my ex-wife, I thought I was going to die. I was disassociated. It took me 5 years to get over it. And I did a release cutting the cord exercise after 5 years. And guess what? He showed up the very next day where I worked and said, I felt like we needed to see each other in order to let things go. Because I've been feeding him energy for 5 years. And I feel like I've been feeding this guy that I broke up with over 20 years ago energy for
Yeah.
20 years. And it's kept me always wondering if I should have broke up with him. And he's now divorced, and he wanted to see me again, but I didn't know he was getting divorced, and I said no. So I mean, at this point, I've had to just accept the fact at this age that I may not be in a relationship, and as you were saying, work on being happy, although the loss of about 15 friend and family members over the last 5 years and some health issues have been tough for me. Moving into a new area, thinking I would be great in a Jewish community, but I haven't been the happiest person dealing with the loss of my sister and watching her disintegrate last year. So I went away recently for 8 days, and it gave me a little bit of energy. But, I'm open to moving. I'm tired of Canada anti-Semitism, and I just don't know. I feel like I'm a bit of a mess, and, can't even get a dog because I'm living in a building that doesn't allow them. And I'm just like, maybe I should try women at this point. I haven't had any luck with men. I just, honest to God.
I think since there is no question specifically, like looking at the specific point, unless you're still trying to finish and I'm interrupting you.
No, I'm good.
I think just listening to you, some relationship stories that we kind of live through and survive through, it looks to me it has one purpose, and it's very deep purpose. It, like, on a human level, it feels like there's no accomplishment. All those guys showed up or came back, wanted, didn't want, decided to want 20 years later or something, or look at it, or decided to say goodbye 5 years later, you know. It looks a little bit like unsettled and ungrounded, and like, what have I accomplished? And like, what did I do? And look at my, I don't know, cousin. She has a happy marriage for 33 years, and she has beautiful 3 kids and 5 grandchildren, and like stuff like that, you know, like you look at yourself, you feel like nothing really is there. That as a woman, I feel I started, I cultivated, I came to the point where I could see, yeah, I created this and it's so beautiful. But if you look from a little bit higher level than just a human yes and no judgment, right? There's a lot of insights here and a lot of invitation to yourself. Maybe your soul came here surviving certain reincarnations where you were lost in the relationship, and you need to come to discover yourself and choose yourself, and truly give yourself an honor and space and ability to just like, I see this one and I see that one, good to know, that was also interesting to know. But from your solid place, you're not merged and you're not mixed in and you're not lost in somebody's energy. So, from what I see so far, maybe it's not a huge accomplishment for some souls to just like be happily married for 45 years and die on the same day, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not an accomplishment. Some souls come here to regain themselves, finally take a step in and say, hey, I am something.
Mm-hmm.
I worth a lot as a woman. And I honor that. I really celebrate that. And maybe my whole life is dedicated for that. And a lot of that is needed in the world as a download. You know, it's not about everyone's happily married with grandchildren sitting in a cottage, you know, October, 1st of October, you know, it's not that. It's that beautiful unfolding where you could tune in and say, who am I? What am I here for? Because I feel if you would be introduced to a really suitable guy, you will again lose yourself in him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole study how not to lose yourself in the most suitable partner,
Mm-hmm.
how still hold yourself in that space of I honor my choices, I honor my energy, and I love him. It's a new version of a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
And for not having somebody near you, it's an exercise, kind of let's go, let's try. Let's try to still hold on to honoring yourself and being happy with yourself, feeling accomplished as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
feeling fulfilled as a woman, even with those little, you know, stories here and there. This is also an accomplishment. That's also a path.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I tend to really lose myself in relationships too much.
Yeah,
And it's
because
a lack of grounding. And then I don't like myself. I miss the physical. I miss the cuddling. I miss that contact a lot. Um, I had a foster dog for a while who was a champion cuddler, and that was helpful, but he drove me
yes,
crazy. Um, yeah, I'm working on honoring myself more, and I think what I've come to realize is with all the loss and the challenges I've been in my life, I've I've learned to have to really rely upon myself more, and also with the loss of my sister, I was always looking for her for insight, and so I've had to really work on regaining my confidence and stop giving my power away constantly.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's what's going on right now. Whether it's a man that we lose or somebody close to us, there's a lot of dependency there. And this dependency is very conditioned. Like we come here in a woman's body looking for that codependency. Who could save me? Because that's in the previous generations, that's how we came here as women.
Right. I agree.
Everyone had to save us, like we couldn't work pretty much. We couldn't earn money. We couldn't be on our own. We had to be married. And if, God forbid, the guy is gone for some reason, brother takes over or brother-in-law takes over and looks after me. And like that is so in our system.
It's
And
true.
to get out of it and to still feel confident and still feel feminine and still feel flowy, kind of like soft enough, not to turn into a man. It's a whole, it needs another incarnation to kind of even out those energies.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and especially if you're hanging out in a little bit more of an orthodox community, sometimes you're wondering, are they looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Why isn't she married? And they're running around and they have their 8 children. And I'm like, and I love the kids. So I'm like, okay, I call them rentals. I'll borrow the child, I'll return it. Right.
Yes.
I thought of, fostering a child. I love kids, but, I can enjoy other people's, and I've also had to just learn to let go of what people think of me, because it's really not my problem.
Exactly.
It's not my problem.
Yeah. You bring up something in them that's theirs and they could deal with it.
That's right.
But you kind of go on with your life. You truly know what's next for you. And I think the most important is to be in touch with your true self, like the first lady that I was speaking to in this session, putting your mind aside, really going to this place where is mind free, where you are just like complete, happy, not happy made up by mind,
Mm-hmm.
not illusionary happy, not made believe happy, but there is a place which is forever harmonious that we carry. And that is our spirit. This is our higher self. To go there occasionally and to just sit on its lap, so to speak, just like
Yeah.
let go and just like be, marinate in that energy. This is to me self love.
Mm-hmm.
This is to me self honor. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe some of us need to be away from a guy for like a minute, in order to discover that connection.
Mm-hmm. And it's a
Because,
choice. Happiness is a choice. And I think from the loss of my sister recently, it makes me think, and so many people, like it's not normal how many people I know have passed in a short time.
yeah.
And there's also a little bit of guilt. Am I allowed to be happy after dealing with such grief? Am I allowed to be happy? Are people expecting me to be more miserable? Do I need, and it's a choice. I have to like allow myself to make the choice. And I know you can understand what I'm talking about when I say that you I don't need to constrict my light and my being, because because things are temporary in life.
Yeah, you see, over here you're defending yourself. This is also a game of a mind.
Yeah, that makes
If you
sense.
if you could look at the story where there's voices in the world that expect you to be sad, let's say at least for a year, and to like down your colors or what choices you wear, and like not to be at the weddings and not to dance and sing and not to like express your full happiness. You look at those voices, you notice them, you're aware that they exist in the world, they take place,
Mhm.
right? But then you go back to that place which I'm talking about. I like to bring this example. I don't know if you're in the group, in the WhatsApp group. I recorded recently for someone. This example, like as if you are at the event and you're standing at your place, let's say cocktail table, and you have your nice drink. And imagine that whoever walks in is a set of conditioning mind and your own ideas, your own values that you carry, your own belief systems. They slowly walk in. And do you choose to jump to them and to embrace in that contact, or you just acknowledge they exist? But you stay in your place.
Mm-hmm.
So that place where you truly belong, you don't make harmony and happiness there. You don't stimulate anything. It's naturally harmonious and happy, regardless if somebody died or about to die or many people died. This place is naturally harmonious, and it's not excited or super sad or super, there's no extreme emotions. In fact, there is no emotions there. It's above emotions.
It's presence. It's just presence.
Yes. So you hold yourself there, you honor. And this how I interpret being loyal to God, because this is the only part of God that you could truly be at this moment with.
Yes.
It's not about doing something for God, picking up a book, reading something, or I don't know, wearing a long skirt, or going places, or donating. It's all doing, it's all about mind. But actually being,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different connection.
It is. It is presence, and it's when you get the connection,
Yes.
and because I'm very intuitive, but I'm sure you already know that. Um, and when you're intuitive, it's all about presence. It's all about emptying your mind. It's all about just listening.
Yes. And
Um,
it's not listening from a mind.
no, it's not.
It's
It's a whole. It's not
putting,
listening from a mind. Yes,
putting mind aside,
that's
letting
right. You put the
mind
mind
play.
aside. You make the space for.
Yes.
It's about making. It's about putting the mind aside and making
Yes.
space, and just
And be
like a
in that
vessel.
space.
It's a vessel.
Yes, my dear. So I think that relationship is what's the most important. As
I
much
agree.
as we want our different human parts, we have them. Like you said, miss cuddling and miss this like connection and touch and feel, etc., etc. You hear them, you validate them, you be there for them, right? But always remain in that space where it's forever harmonious, forever at peace and in love, and just is like that. It's not going anywhere. It's not dependent on climate or age or surrounding. It just is like that.
That's who you really are. Is that
Yes.
space? That's the
Yes.
soul space. I love that. Thank you so much.
Yes, my dear. Thank you. That
You.
was beautiful to hear you out and to chat with you a little.
Thank you. You too. Sweet.
All right. Anyone else, or we're done? I think we're done for today. It was beautiful. Thank you for all your questions, and thank you for the space. I really appreciate every one of you. And I guess we will post about the love and relationship webinar, which will be free of charge, but you're allowed to donate if you moved with. I'm gonna run it probably last Thursday of August, but we will post it in the group so you could see it and decide whether you want to join it or not.
Thank
Love
you
you
so
all.
much. Thank you. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Post lots of pictures of your son.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care,
Okay.
my dear.
Have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful night.
You too.
Lots of love.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.